How's it going there, YouTube? How y'all doing out there? So yeah, remember, like, comment, subscribe on the videos, please. Yes, I have more coming out. I'm gonna try to be more frequent with them, when possible. Hi, baby. So, granddaughter wants to get all in the videos, so you might see her in a few of these. But I want to do so this video. I just wanted to talk about what I'm reading right now, and this might be a thing too. Just the stuff that I'm reading, and I kind of want to tell you. I don't know if I want to like review anything. I don't want to seem like I'm reviewing something. I just think that's weird that I'm reviewing somebody else's book and I'm writing a book myself. So, but yeah, right now I'm reading Stephen King's The Stand, and it is pretty long. It's a lengthy book. It's like over 70. I think it's like 70 chapters at the last time I checked, and I think I'm on chapter 40. So I'm pretty far into it. I've been reading a lot of it, and honestly, Stephen King, as you guys probably already know, is one of my favorite writers of all time. I really like Stephen King. Stephen King was one of the writers that influenced me to get into writing. Along with R.L. Stine, when I was younger, I used to read a lot of Goosebumps and the Fear Street books. I actually think they just made the Fear Street series not that long ago. I think it's on Netflix. Which I do want to read those, or I do want to watch the Netflix series of Fear Street. I was a huge Fear Street fan back then, so. But
don't take it out.
As far as like this book, it is real. Again, it's lengthy. The Stand has a lot of characters in it, so the story will definitely jump around a lot because again you have multiple main characters in here that you have to follow. You got Larry Underwood as a main character. There's another character, I think his name is Stu. You have Nick. Nick, he's kind of the how can I say this appropriately? He's the handicapped guy. He's I think he's deaf and dumb, so he has to write everything out when he's talking to people. So, and again, you have all these characters, and it jumps around a lot because it takes place back in the day, and it's basically this virus going around, which is weird because this was the weirdest book for me to pick to read because we're going through a pandemic. And at the start of the pandemic, I was trying to figure out which Stephen King book I actually wanted to read that I haven't read before, and everybody kept saying The Stand was really good. So I was like, okay, well, let me read The Stand. Let me check The Stand out. And it just happens to be a book about a pandemic. So that was I just thought that was pretty funny. It was pretty ironic, pretty funny, and I didn't even know what The Stand was about. But yeah, like I said, see, Stephen King, he's really good at building characters, and he's really good at telling these stories. Like these characters actually have like their own internal stories as to why they're there, what's going on. I think there's a girl in there, Franny, and Franny, she's going through a pregnancy. And this is at the beginning of the book too, so she's driving with this guy, her dude, and they're not married, but he got her pregnant, and they're dealing with the whole pregnancy thing. So it's the whole point of the book. So like you have a global pandemic and everything that's going on and stuff like that, but at the same time, you have all these characters too, and they have like these inner struggles. Bless you, babe. Thank you. How you welcome. And my wife in the background there.
We ain't married, and you got me pregnant. It's like
yeah. Yeah. So, but My wife is silly. She's silly, but but like I think I said I still have a whole lot of book to read. I still got like I said it's like 70 something chapters. I'm on chapter 40, so I still got like 30 chapters to go. Oh yeah, that's right. And then the whole it's the whole thing with the Man in Black. I'm sorry, there's kind of spoilers in here if you haven't read it, but the book is kind of old. But Man in Black shows up. I look at him as I don't know. He's like he just reminds me of like an old. I don't know, like the way he described him. He's like maybe like an old school, like one of them old school heads that's dressed up like a cowboy. He's got the black cowboy hat on and the boots and all that stuff. And he's probably like some older guy, like, and he bailed this guy out of prison, out of jail, and he basically kind of gave him something. Now that's where it kind of got a little interesting for me too, because I was like, okay, there's the pandemic and stuff like that. Is Stephen King going to introduce a supernatural element? He always does. Like, there's some supernatural element to a Stephen King book, and it's got to take place in Maine. I don't. I think this one. I don't know if this one completely takes place in Maine like that, but it does end up in Maine eventually. It's going to be in Maine somewhere. It's a Stephen King book. Everything happens in Maine. So, but yeah, honestly, it's I don't know if anyone's read it. It's a really good book if you haven't read it or if you've been on the fence about it. I know the series just came out too. They have an old series and then they just made a new series too. And the new series I think was getting kind of mixed reviews. So I don't know if that's just a really hard book to adapt, because I think even people said the old series To the Stand wasn't that great neither. People are saying the newer one is better than the older one, but even the newer one is kind of, people are kind of on the fence about that one too. So I think that's what it is. It just might be one of those books that's just really hard to adapt. Probably because of how long it is too. So I don't see The Stand being a movie. It has to be a series with how long it is. How long it takes to develop some of the characters. Like you need a book to be this length because of all the stuff that's in it and all the stuff that you have to cover in it. This not only takes place in the course of a few days, but again, you have it. The book covers everybody who's in this pandemic. I mean, the pandemic is going global, and you have multiple people who are dealing with it in multiple different ways. So you probably need, again, you need a book this long, and again, you need a series. Kind of like with the Gunslinger movie, which I thought was weird. That should have been a series. The Gunslinger in general. The Dark Tower just spans 7 books, and not only that, it connects Stephen King's universes. So the Mist is somehow connected to the Dark Tower, and I believe with the way things are going, I think Pennywise is also connected to that as well too. So, stuff like that. But I digress. I know I'm kind of going off the Stephen King tangent, but we are talking Stephen King, and I didn't want to sound like a broken record repeating it, but this is a really interesting book so far. I like Stephen King's writing style. Again, I usually try to, I don't say try to copy his style, but like I know when I write, like I try to use that as a template to go like, okay, here's how he's describing stuff. Stephen King used a lot of vocabulary I've never heard of before. I've been making a list of every word, and maybe that's a habit for me now. Like when I'm reading books, I have to make a list. If I see a word I'd never even heard of before, I gotta copy it down, on a separate note sheet or something like that. I don't know. Do any of you guys do that out there? Just put it down in the comments and let me know if you guys actually do something like that, because I just found myself doing it so much when I read now. Like, I have a whole list of just vocabulary words from books that I've read where I'm like, man, I've never heard this word before. Time to take it down. So, just kind of help expand the vocabulary a little bit. Yeah, man. Definitely check this book out. Stephen King's The Stand. I'll probably read it more, and I'll probably make a video telling you what I think about it. I don't know if I want to do a review. Like I said, I just think it's weird that I'm a writer and I write books, and then, I'm reviewing another writer's work who's published and who's established. Even if they're not established, I just feel weird doing it. But this might be a section. Like I said, I might do this with indie books. I might do this with, again, traditionally published books, self-published books, all that good stuff. So, that's going to be it for this video. Otherwise, I'll probably be rambling. But definitely check this out. Stephen King's The Stand. Not too bad. Not too bad of a book. So, go ahead and, again, comment, like, subscribe on this video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.